Hey everybody, hope you're having a good week. It's Brian here again with my 52 project, and this is week number 9. Seems like a good week to talk about something heavy: politics, religion, ethics, morality, social justice. Put it in a video and put it on the internet and see what happens. I'm part of an international chat room, and one of the rules is that you can't talk about religion and politics. And that's because everybody knows those conversations can get ugly really quick. It's because we're passionate about those topics. They're personal to us. We grow up with ideas about morals and religion and politics, and they become very solid in our mind, in our worldview. And we think we're right. Whatever policies we support, whatever leaders we think are good or bad, and all of our moral codes, we think we're right. And when we talk to somebody that's on a different page or a different planet, we naturally think they're wrong. But I still think it's important to have those conversations. We just have to do it in a healthy way, in a respectful way. So this video is about getting myself in the right mindset in order to talk to somebody that I think is doing something wrong or thinking in a way that's wrong to me. I understand right and wrong a lot of times is debatable, but at least I think it's wrong to me, and so I'm still trying to have a respectful conversation with them. Okay, I want to start with 3 examples of cultural behaviors that I think, to me, they're wrong. I don't think they're safe. I would never do them. I would never condone anybody else doing them. So to me, they're wrong. Here they go. Number 1, there's a village where women add brass rings around their neck, and as the years go by they add more and more rings, so as the girl turns into a woman, it looks like her neck is getting really long. That's not really what's happening. Really, it's crushing the collarbone and upper ribs are being crushed, but it's a sign of womanhood and prestige, and that's what they do in that part of the world. Number 2, there's a temple in India where they worship a rat goddess. The temple is full of thousands and thousands of rats. You go there, take off your shoes, you're walking through rat urine and feces, and the rats are in the kitchen, and one of the highest honors is to feed the rats and to drink out of a bowl at the same time rats are drinking with you out of that same bowl. Number 3, village or a place in India or in Africa where they shoot a cow in the neck with an arrow. The cow doesn't die. They collect the cow's blood and they share it around and drink it. That's in Africa. Like I said, to me it just seems wrong. All right? When I measure it against my own upbringing, I would learn drinking blood is wrong. So to me that feels wrong. So how do I get in the right mindset in order to talk to somebody like that thinks differently than me? Number 1, I have to understand that it makes perfect sense to those people, right? I mean, I met somebody that drank blood. They weren't even from Africa. They were from a different continent. They were sick. They had been to doctors. They were dying, and they made a decision. The family made a decision, drink blood, and this person drank blood, and they lived. So I could throw all kinds of medical evidence and opinions, my own personal views on about drinking fresh blood. I could tell it to them. Doesn't matter. They have their own reasons, and medical reasons even, why they should drink blood. Okay? I could go to India, go to that rat temple and talk to somebody that's been going there for years and years and years, and they would be able to tell me all the reasons, all the benefits, and how it's good for them, even though I could give them contradictory reasons. It makes perfect sense to them. Number 2, if I was born there, I would be doing those things. And that's a tough one for us to understand. Okay? Our morals, our worldview, our ethics, our politics are shaped by our environment. We're not born with those things. We learn those things. I could take my body, go back in time and move myself to a different part of the planet, sometimes just a different part of my own country, and my morals, my ethics, my politics could be completely different. It's kind of a scary idea because we're so passionate about these things, but they would be completely different if I lived somewhere else. I need to keep that in mind when I'm talking to those people. If I was in your shoes, I probably would think very similar to you. Number 3, ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism is a big word. It's got the word ethics in it and the word central in it. So what it means is when you think your ethnicity, your culture, your worldview is central or superior to other people. So you've judged the way they think, their ethnicity, their culture, and you've concluded my way of thinking is right and more superior than your way of thinking. And what it does is it causes us to behave differently to those people. Very dangerous. Wars have been fought over this kind of thinking. At first, usually it's just some kind of a label. Oh, they think very different. Oh, it's those people. Oh yeah, backwoods, uneducated, whatever name you want to call them. But then you start to act different. Maybe you keep your distance. Oh, don't go there. Don't go to that store. That's where they go. And you start to move away from those people. Or maybe you behave different in a more of an aggressive way. On the road, you drive different when you see somebody from another culture or race or whatever. You start to get physical, and that's when it gets really bad, right? You start thinking they're less than you, and you can treat them differently than people that are kind of on the same page as you, that people that agree and are similar to you, you treat them with respect, but other people, you treat them different. That's the danger. Okay, so that's, I think, a good place to start. I do want to talk about ethics and morals and politics. I want to talk about that kind of thing, and I want to make videos about those things. But I need to make sure I'm in the right mindset first. And I think those 3 tips are going to help. So that's a challenge this week. Thanks for listening, and more to come next week. Talk to you later.